All right, friends, it's T-Man, and we're back with a new video. It's on, again, it's we're gonna do a reaction video to Jason Blaha's video, the gym, lifting, recruiting, fitness, gear, slave. Yes, all right. So Blaha says high protein and fasted training is a biohack for a lean physique. For his physique, for a lean physique. Huh. Let's find out what he does.
Fasting plus ultra-high protein intakes are almost a biohack for building a lean physique. Hey, everybody.
They could be. In his case, he takes steroids. So steroids are what building this fake physique. This artificial physique is what's building it.
It's Jason Blaha here, and I thought I would chat with you guys and gals a little bit about this today. You know, because this is something that's come up. Everyone has always historically thought of me as a fluffier power lifter.
Why doesn't he just show you what he's taking, what he's injecting? Why doesn't he just put the bottle, the needles on the table and everything? They go, look, guys, this is what I do to get this fake look. and then I just lift as a lifting slave here in this gym repetitively.
You know, a little higher body fat and all that stuff, and I've continued to get leaner and leaner and leaner, you know, over the last couple of years at this point, as I...
Last couple of years? Took him a couple of years to get leaner and leaner and leaner? Those legs look really poor. So does those calves. Look at his knees, man. He looks like an 85-year-old man. 85! He's turned himself into an 80... He's going on 86 already. The last photo I saw with his gut hanging out, the skin, the loose skin, looks like 86 already.
Started working more and more on my physique, and you know, that's one of the things that people have asked me.
Yes, he's worked more and more and more on accelerating his aging. Yes, okay, that's wonderful.
You know, well, how are you getting leaner? How are you keeping all the muscle while getting leaner, closing in on 50 years old? You know what?
You're not. You're just retaining energy because you are an endurance athlete lifting in this gym, repetitively lifting a weight. That isn't based on adaptations. An adaptation means that your body got damaged and then it repairs and remodels a lot stronger, so it's resilient from further assaults. That's its job. Blaha. You understand? You're taking steroids, which are enhanced performing drugs. So you're performing, lifting weights forever in a gym like a lifting slave, the lifting slave that you are.
What's going on?
Just like pretty much 99% of all the people that are out there are copying these steroid people. They're all endurance athletes, and they're eating an artificial diet called carbohydrates. Then they can't figure out why they're suffering from diseases, heart attacks, why they look so bad, their skin, their face, and everything as they start getting, and then they get really old really fast. They get an aged, ugly face, an old, ugly face.
With everything you're doing, and it's something that I want to point out here.
Another thing is they crashed their natural testosterone levels by being an endurance athlete lifting in this gym. You know that, and eating carbohydrates, which actually increase estrogen. Here's the funny part. So they eat this artificial diet, they increase estrogen, right? So they look bloated and big and fat because of the estrogen. They're loading more glycogen in their muscle it's a storage unit. They think it's muscles. And they lift repetitively, getting good at lifting these weights, because of course your body's gonna adapt. How does it adapt? By lifting weights. Well, it's gotta give you these motor units and shit, okay? Stuff like that, whatever. But you keep crashing your testosterone anyways. When you go home, you can't figure out why your sex drive isn't like quite there. And like I said, a lot of it has to do with your diet, because you keep eating an artificial diet called carbohydrates, bro, which increases estrogen.
Is intermittent fasting plus...
And it spikes insulin, which of course is anabolic and does a bunch of, there's other things that go in, there's other things that come out when insulin comes out, which actually ages you. Yes.
Ultra high protein. You know, again, how many people have promoted this, Martin Burke?
Eats ultra high protein. Well, yeah, He's a liar. He says he eats tofu and all this weird stuff. Now he says, and now he shows you pictures that he's eating meat. He actually eats animal products. But I mean, look at his legs. Take a good look at those legs. Take a good look. Look at his upper body. Look at his legs. His legs are really poor. That's a big sign of age. The legs. You know, my legs look really good for my age at 57. A lot of people tell me, a lot of women tell me, you got nice legs. They go, holy shit, you got nice feet, you got nice legs. I go, yeah, because I haven't accelerated aging. This is a sign of accelerated aging. That's why these fake bodybuilders on steroids, they always say, oh, there goes the legs. The legs are the first thing to go. Well, the legs are the first thing to go because you accelerated aging. He looks like he has 90-year-old legs.
All these other people in the past with lean gains. All right, and I want to be clear, these are all methods I've experimented with. Keep in mind, any NBA plays. All right, and I want to...
All these people in the past with lean gains. What is this lean gains? He doesn't have any gains, man. He has no gains. He just fucking eating glycogen now. He's eating fucking carbs. He's carping up. What gains did you gain? Fucking people are really stupid out there. You load with carbohydrates and they call this gains. They go, I ate a bunch of carbs. I buffed out and I gained. You gained nothing. Nothing. You're wasting your time in the gym. Man, muscles have a myonuclear domain size limit. You have no clue what's going on.
Be clear, these are all methods I've experimented with. Keep in mind, I've lost over 100 pounds before 2 different times. Like, I've broken down my history on that. So the reason I still have that loose skin around the waistline, because I've lost over 100 pounds of fat before.
Yeah, these are all things he's experimented and jabbing himself with a needle. Take his steroids.
So I've experimented with all these methods over the years, and the thing that I've really found, and
he's experimented with nothing. He's just doing stuff. They're not based on. The only thing that his body is already adapted to lifting these weights. There's no more adaptations anyways. And there's no muscular adaptations because he doesn't understand bodybuilding is based on muscular adaptations. Lifting weights, if you just lift weights without any more muscular adaptations, then your body's going to adapt by giving you motor units, androgen receptors for that force production. That's about it, bro. That's it. And then, of course, your energy, because you're performing now, right? You're coming in often, so it's going to load glycogen in the muscle. And then you're going to misconstrue these so-called fake gains because you blew up, because your cells blew up with glycogen. Listen, man, if you drink shitloads of water, your cells will fill up with water. They can explode. That's why they say it's very toxic. Your brain goes pop, get it after 4 liters of water. You could die. It's toxic. The glycogen in your muscle becomes toxic over time because you keep loading more and more of it. You're not getting rid of it. That's why your body builds up proteins and breaks down proteins all day long. You're in a catabolic, anabolic state all day long. You don't want to be in an anabolic state too long. That's another thing. You definitely as a lifter, you want to be positive nitrogen balance, but you want a breakdown as well. You get breakdown when you lift. But here's the thing, if you're totally anabolic, this is not a good thing. So what do? They take steroids and they force the body to be anabolic, not to release the proteins. In other words, you're recycling proteins. It's just there. It's not going anywhere. You're not building any muscle, and it's loading glycogen as an energy source because it needs to keep the energy source first before it loses the muscle because you're starving. Get it? Oh, I forgot. You don't understand. So when you go on a starvation diet, these so-called intermittent fast or fasting diets, starvation diets, right? Starving yourself. Well, guess what? Your hormones go sky high. What's the first thing it's going to retain? The energy called glycogen in the muscle. As long as it can keep it there until it runs out, and then it'll tap into the muscle. So what happens here is you start injecting hormones and you start eating a lot of it because you're not starving, well, it's going to load in the muscle. That's why you get massive on steroids, get it? People are so dumb. And the proteins in the muscle, they just keep turning over. And they keep turning over. They keep turning over. He's not getting any adaptations because It's repaired and remodeled the very first time you come into a gym because a unique feature of untrained muscles, they get stiff and sore due to what? Muscle damage. For untrained first training satellite cell fusion hypertrophy. It reached the ceiling limit during hypertrophic process beyond where the satellite cell can donate any more extra nuclei to that domain to support further muscle growth. NCBI, myonuclear domain size limit, bro. This is stupid. This just becomes toxic. That's why it shortens your lifespan. A lot of people even just die. These bodybuilders die because the toxicity goes so high that you're just like fucking pop dead. He's gonna die. I gotta make my prediction on all these so-called bodybuilders and powerlifters. This guy right here, he's definitely going to die. I don't think he's gonna make it past 50. And Greg Doucette is gonna die at like 55, 50, 55. All these guys are gonna be dead at 50, 55.
That really kind of took me over to the next level with this was adding, more fasted cardio in. But, these days I do all my training fasted.
Yeah, why doesn't he just say what it is? Starving. I do all my exercises. I'm starved. I starve myself doing exercises. What an idiot. You're breaking down so many, bro. Your body is consuming itself. It's consuming itself.
Okay, I do all my training fasted. My lifting is fasted. Most of my cardio is fasted. And I tend to eat very, very high protein intakes. 250, 300 grams, sometimes more, is normal.
That doesn't mean that means nothing how much protein you're eating. There's a window for protein breakdown. There's the opening more of a window for protein breakdown than you're bringing in the protein because fucking bro, it's based on being in a positive nitrogen balance, and you don't know. I understand. I already know. I don't need those test strips to find out whether I'm in positive nitrogen balance. I just know from experience. But this doofus, he doesn't even know. But it doesn't really matter because he is injecting steroids. Get it? Which is, it won't work for you guys fasted, this so-called fasted what is it? Exercise, starvation, starve yourself and then exercise. He's taking steroids. I just told you it's preserving the energy source and the proteins in his body, the steroids. Get it? Yeah. And so he keeps running and running and running and running and lifting. So what's going to tap into? Well, it's going to try to get rid of the triglyceride. See what I mean? It's going to burn that instead. But it'll keep the glycogen and the proteins inside the body. Otherwise, he'd have withered away already a long time ago. He'd wither away.
For me. Yeah, that's normal for me. And what's happened? I've just...
Yes, it's normal for me. I take steroids and I lift weights for people. And I pretend bodybuilding, bro. I pretend. And I want to take more clients, yes. So they can pretend too, like me.
Slowly chipped away and gotten leaner while gaining a bit of muscle while doing it, Now, people say...
Oh, yeah, he gained a little bit of muscle. He never gained squat, okay? He never gained shit. Man, those muscle cells, they have an MND size limit. They can only get so big, okay? That's it. It's over. There's nothing going on here.
You got more muscle in your legs and stuff, years ago when you were like 250.
No. When he was 250, this so-called 250, more muscle is like, no, he had more fat on him. He was fat and disgusting. Remember? He told you that already. Now he's going to equate as being muscle. Being fat is muscle. Well, where did it all go? He says he weighs 200 now, right? 50 pounds is a lot to lose. Oh, he was 250 pounds. He had muscle on his legs. Oh, yeah. He was really fat. But he lost 50 pounds, over 50 pounds of muscle because he says he's 200, which I really doubt. He's probably 170 or 60 pounds or something at 5'6".
With the bigger squat, yeah, but I did a lot of the cutting and lost that before that.
With the bigger squat never doesn't build anything. The squats can give you an adaptation and muscle damage. That's about it.
I've gotten leaner since then, and in fact, at certain points since I've gotten leaner and continue to get leaner, my legs have started coming back up because I finally reached a point where I'm able to...
No, man. Those legs are never coming back up, bro. Because he doesn't shoot for... I just told you, he doesn't shoot for any adaptations in muscular growth. He's a doofus. He doesn't understand bodybuilding whatsoever. It's not about endurance. It's not an endurance sport. But to him, he doesn't care. He's injecting steroids. It doesn't matter. He could do anything, and it'll give him a cosmetic look because it's cosmetic. If you take steroids, it's cosmetic. Look, steroids are cosmetic for men. And these cosmetics that women use, well, they put them on their face. They inject Botox. They do a bunch of weird shit too. They put fillers in their butt, a bunch of things, man. They do like, I don't know, liposuction, all these. That's their cosmetics. That's their cosmetic for women. Yeah.
Remake some lean gains on top of all this, okay? Able to fill some of this stuff back out. And, I've continued.
Yeah, lean gains and glycogen and fill this stuff out. We're going to fill it out. Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're filling it out, man. It's getting filled.
To just chip away at the body fat. And I'm doing it these days without what anyone would think of as a truly dedicated cut. Like, I eat over 3,000 calories all the time. Like, I don't go under that. It's not like I'm over here.
And so he eats 3,000 calories. And what does that have to do? What does that have to do with anything? He takes steroids.
You're dieting on 2,200 calories or anything like that. My food intake is always really, really high. It's over 3,000 calories almost 365 days a year. Okay.
Yeah, but he takes steroids.
So I'm not starving myself, and that's one reason I've retained the muscle. But what I would point out to people, what if you started...
He's not starving himself. That's why he's retained the muscle. No, it's because he injects steroids, and the steroids they preserve the proteins in the muscle so you don't waste. That's what drugs are for, steroids. They're to prevent the patient from wasting away. If patients are wasting, they give them steroids in hospitals. They're very specific. If people are suffering from rhabdo or wasting, they'll give them steroids because they have to preserve them so they don't waste away. Or they get a wasting disease or something, like I said, a wasting disease, they give you steroids so you don't waste away. They give them to, they give them to HIV patients, AIDS patients because they're wasting away. So they put them on a regime of steroids so they don't waste away. Get it? Because of a disease that they're suffering from or whatever they have there, whatever's going on. Whatever they're wasting from, I don't know. They even give them to anorexic people. Anorexic people are wasting away. They come into the hospital. They're practically dying. They give them steroids so they don't waste away, dude. That's all he's doing.
The physique that was already decently lean, and you just wanted to really get a lean physique and make lean gains. Well, this approach works. And
No, man. Your body will go back to homeostasis naturally if you just eat your natural diet. It'll go there. It'll hover. Most likely, you could bring it down eating your natural diet at around 10% body fat, which is already quite low. I don't know why you want to go lower. You could do some aerobics to try to lower it, but you're just suppressing it now, and it'll go back up to 10 or 12%. Your body has to keep you alive. That's its job, right? You want to do these unusual things to your body by suppressing. So you're like, I got to get down to 8%, 7, 6% body fat. That's like fucking bodybuilding competition, steroid drug addict competition level. What are you talking about? You're suppressing now. Now, at this point, he's trying to suppress the body fat by constantly doing these aerobic exercises in his garage. It's unnatural. It wants to go back to homeostasis, but he doesn't want to because he wants to impress you.
now, am I saying it's optimal for muscle growth? Of course not. But
that places immense stress on your body, which accelerates more aging because it's got to release a bunch of other chemicals, not to mention you're injecting steroids already, right? It's doing a bunch of stuff your body. You just don't realize it. You're just out to lunch, man. You're out to lunch.
Optimal for making at least some lean gains all the time while getting leaner, chipping away at body fat. Because had I not gotten leaner, anyone who's watched this process is like, oh man, I mean, you just continue to, over the months, like every time I come back every 2
Yeah, you keep doing these aerobics and starving yourself, right? And taking steroids. You'll get lean too. But if you don't have access to steroids and you keep doing these aerobics, you're going to get pretty skinny pretty fast, bro. Get it? Especially if you're eating jack shit and starving yourself. Let's starve ourselves and exercise. Yeah, let's starve ourselves. So, oh man.
3 months and you've made progress, right? But notice that I'm still moving big weights. I'm still keeping all my muscle, okay? Right?
He's moving big weights. He's kept all his muscle. He's lost. I lost. It's fucking glycogen. He's lying. Like I just told you, it's bullshit. He's lifting weight. He injects strength into him called testosterone. He injects strength in him. Are you injecting strength in you? Get it?
We're still moving a lot of weight. We're still strong.
No, he's not. He's not strong, and he's not moving a lot of weight. He's injecting strength. That's what he's doing. He's admitting all these fucking videos. He takes steroids. He's on steroids. He injects steroids.
We've kept all the muscle. In fact, I started making some lean gains again.
No, he hasn't. He's kept nothing. He's just put glycogen in his muscles. That's all. He's so skinny, man. He's so small. It's ridiculous. You people are stupid to believe this.
Not been like a crazy cut. But
he tries to impress you. He moves really slow. He knows all the shots where he wants the camera, and he holds on to the weights to try to squeeze really hard to try to show all the lines. There's nothing there.
The thing is, you see where I'm at here, and I've done this, and it's worked.
This isn't reality.
And I've shown it works. Hey, I've shown that it works.
Yes, you show that steroids work. Yes, I think everybody else should do the same thing if that's what you're looking for. If you want this, take steroids. Yes.
We can
and be a lifting slave.
Argue about other people have done it. People will say that all the time. Well, you can't just go off what others do when you make recommendations.
Of course not.
It's not what's...
People will say that all the time. Well, you can't just go off what others do when you make recommendations. Okay, true. So I've done this stuff, and you guys have watched it in real time.
Yes, he's done this stuff. Aerobics and take steroids. Yes.
And I've done different diets. I want to be clear. I've done really high carb, low fat. I've done low fat, low carb, high fat. I've done moderate of both.
It wouldn't matter what you ate, man. I have friends that took steroids in the past, okay? They took Winslow V and they ate the shittiest slave food diet and they got the most amazing cosmetic results. Okay, dude? So shut the fuck up.
Right? But the two things I've had in common with...
Look at him. He pulled up his pants so he could hide that fat, that skin hanging down over his belly because he was fat. He told you, I was 250 pounds. I have muscles on my legs. So why do you have all that loose skin around your belly, Blaha? I guess that's where all the 250 pounds was.
All of this has been what? Fasting.
All of this is fasting on steroids. Starving on steroids.
Fasting in the mornings, really high protein. Then I started lifting fasted. I got even.
Fasting in the mornings, then real high protein. How high is his protein? It's not that high. He takes steroids. He's on food stamps. He's taking steroids. Look at this look on his face. He's so aged here, eh? Man, he's getting so much older, dude.
Leaner, making gains. Then the next thing I did, somewhat recently, and it really kind of...
Getting leaner, getting more gains. You're not getting more gains if you're getting leaner. You're getting leaner. What the fuck is he talking about?
Started taking stuff, again, another notch. Doing my cardio fasting. So I literally lift.
Look at this old goat, this silly old man. He's completely aged, bro. I'm getting younger and younger on my natural diet, and I don't even lift. I don't even work out. I think I'm going in now once a month, and I'm just doing like a full body workout once a month. And I feel I get some damage. It lasts for quite a while. I notice a little bit of gains there, not too much because I'm not overdoing it. And I'm fucking looking younger. I feel amazing. Holy shit. At least I'm getting something out of my workout. instead of coming in here being an endurance athlete, wasting my time, aging myself with a bald head and an old body, 85-year-old body.
Get some other work done and then go do cardio most days. I would say at least.
Like, have you seen me compared to Blaha, man? 57 to 47. I'm 10 years older than him. And I look fucking, people tell me, you look like you're in your 30s. Even this crazy asshole in the last gym I went to, this crazy instructor guy, didn't even believe my age. I go, I'm 57, bro. And he's like, oh, he goes, he's 40. He was not 40, man. He was in his fucking 30s. He tried to pick a fight with me. He was in his fucking 30s with somebody else there hanging around with him. I don't know. Some transgender. So these fucking people, they're all fucked up. They're full of shit. And he's on steroids too, that trainer guy. And he was so jealous of me. He goes, I saw you videotaping yourself. You were posing and all of that, everything. And he was complaining how he's an IFBB pro and all that. He had to show off to me. What? Me, I don't give a shit, bro. I don't care. He's so jealous because I look young and I look built. And I'm tall and I'm big. And I'm not on steroids. I look better than him and I'm not on steroids.
4 to 5 days a week.
Fuck, I look better than Blaha, and I'm not on steroids. I'm 57, bro. I'm 10 years older than him.
I lift and do cardio afterwards later in the day.
Yeah. You lift and you do cardio. You do treadmilling, right? You mill on the treadmill. Slave labor, man. And then he lives like a slave.
An hour or two later, and then eat breakfast.
And then eat breakfast like a good little slave.
Protein load really, really heavy and all of that. And what's been the end result? I've just continued to chip away at the body fat.
Look, you want to look lean and nice? Stop eating an artificial diet. Eat your natural diet as a carnivore. Eat raw animal products. Yeah. And you're going to look amazing really fast. Now, you want to build some muscle, like you truly want to build some muscle, then move for some adaptations. That's it. That's all you have to do is focus on getting an adaptation. No adaptation, no muscle growth, okay? It's really simple. Now, if you want to be like him, if you want to take steroids and get a cosmetic look, then take steroids. If you want to be an endurance athlete, then come into the gym and be an endurance athlete and lift forever, okay? Get it, man? Do all these fake, phony stuff, and you won't get anywhere like Blaha. You'll be stuck.
But it hasn't been this,
You will have enslaved yourself to, I have to get lean, so I have to eat all these weird foods, and then I have to go fasted, I have to lift, I have to do aerobics, I have to do cardio, When the fact is, all you have to do is be on your natural diet. And as far as building muscle, well, it's not, you don't have to come into the gym every single day. You're not building muscles in gym unless you want to build sarcoplasmic muscles. So you come in there periodically to get an adaptation. That's it.
we're losing muscle, we're losing strength. Because I'm playing a long game with it.
We're losing muscle. We're losing strength. Are you losing motor units, strength, getting good at lifting a weight? Or are you losing muscle? What muscle? You're losing muscle because you're starving. Man, people are so stupid. This is so dumb.
And what I would suggest to people, this is an approach you could do
Look, if you actually build muscle, right, then with that muscle will come testosterone. See what I mean? With more muscle comes more testosterone, naturally. And so you don't have to be a lifting slave for every adaptation. Every time you adapt to a level of lifting weights through an adaptation in muscular growth, then guess what? You don't have to practice at lifting those weights anymore. And then every time you get another adaptation, you went heavier, you got a new adaptation in muscular growth, then you don't have to practice at lifting those weights either anymore. Get it? Because it's permanent strength, because you grew muscle and test to go with it, and these androgen receptors for force production and these motor units.
Right? You could live your life like that. and always train in the morning. If you're going to do this whole
You could live your life like a slave, a lifting slave. Yeah, look at this. What is this rubber band shit? He wants to wear out his arms?
fasting thing, you can always train before work.
Endurance. This is endurance exercise. No bodybuilder ever used rubber bands in a gym. Only crazy people do that for aerobics.
You got a full time busy job. Train in the morning. Try to train in the evening. Do it in the morning. That's the thing that I find on the nutrient partitioning.
See, the only thing that he did was get lean. He has no muscle. He got skinny and lean. That's it. Skinny and lean, bro.
I just strip away body fat, even if I keep the calories up. Okay?
See, even if he keeps the calories up, he just strips the body fat. Wanna know why? Because on steroids.
Even if I keep the calories pretty high, just keep stripping it away. It works. Keeping in mind, people, I am genetically and appetite psychologically prone to be really fat. People have seen old pictures, they've seen other stuff. I've been over 300 pounds.
He's prone to be really fat? Well, if you're eating garbage, slave food, what do you expect? You're going to be fat. You're not prone to be fat, okay? This is so stupid. If you eat your natural diet as a carnivore, are you going to be fat? No. Are you prone to get fat? No. That's all bullshit. But if you eat garbage like Blaha, of course you're going to get fat, have crooked and ugly teeth.
I have a history of binge eating. I have a binge eating disorder to some extent. Yet this sort of approach controls it. We have appetite control. We have nutrient
Sure it does.
partitioning. All right, and that's a big combination. That's the big combination. But it seems like because I eat really high protein and I train hard, I don't really regain fat later in the day from the deficit I created in the morning.
No, really? When you eat your natural diet as carnivore protein? Of course not.
Because that's always been the argument, right? That 24-hour cycle. Well, you know, as long as it balances out in the end, you may burn through fat through that window in the morning, and then you'll regain more fat from eating later. Except that hasn't really been the case, has it? If anything, I feel like the fasted training, even on the same...
On steroids or off steroids, Blaha? Why don't you go off these steroids and let's see what you look like? You're gonna look worse than you are now when you're off those steroids. Trust me, Blaha, you guys would be like probably like gagging. You'd be like, oh my god, he looked like anorexic, dude. He looked terrible without the steroids.
Calories seems to get me leaner quicker. And this is where we're at now. Keeping in mind where I used to be. I used to have a little bit of a belly and stuff, even as a power lifter.
Used to have a belly? Have you seen that loose skin around his fucking stomach, man, hanging there? He was fat. Remember, he's admitted it. He was fat.
So what happens if I keep doing this? If I then market the approach, we call it lean gains 2.0.
I'm trying to explain this to people. If steroids could build muscles, then you would take steroids and it would build a muscle and then you wouldn't have to take them anymore. Get it? But steroids do not build muscles. Adaptations. Through an adaptation, muscular adaptation, you can build more muscle. But steroids, they can't do that for you. You are the one that has to get the adaptation. See what I mean? That's the difference. Steroids aren't gonna go out there and damage the muscle fibers for you, lifting these weights repetitively. You understand me? To get that adaptation. That takes a lot of work. So it's a lot of work. You can spend hours in a gym trying to get an adaptation. It's difficult because it's based on overworking that muscle fiber. You have to overwork it in a kind of a unaccustomed exercise. You would call it unaccustomed because overworking is quite unaccustomed. Yes, your muscle's unaccustomed to that.
Dad Bod to Daddy. I call it Dad Bod to Daddy now.
But he doesn't do that. He does the exact same exercises, the exact same reps, routine over and over again. He's adapted to all these weights, the movements, everything he's doing here. There's nothing going on there. Even if he is on steroids, there's nothing going on.
Okay. And that's what I would suggest. A lot of you guys out there.
You don't need weights to lower body fat. You don't need to keep lifting these weights to lower body fat. That doesn't make sense. Look at that big weight there. He's moving that weight up and down. What's that going to do? What's that for? Oh, I know. He doesn't want to lose not being good at lifting. Is that it? He takes steroids, man. He injects strength in him. He doesn't have to practice at it. I've seen people that took steroids and they were able to lift heavy weights right away, fast, rapidly. They didn't even practice at it. They were shocked. They took some Anadrol 50, the most powerful fucking steroids in the world. They popped a couple of Anadrol 50 tablets, went into a gym, and they could fucking push all kinds of weight. If they could naturally move 2 plates, they could with Anadrol 50, they pushed 4 plates on each side. They benched 4 plates, sometimes 5 right away. Yeah.
Fasted training, keep the protein really high. Part of the Dad Bod to Daddy approach. And I've had more of my clients work with this more and more. And they're getting pretty good results, right? It seems like every single time I have someone do that, irrespective of how much they try to eat, they all get leaner. They all lose body fat. So
Yeah, sure they do.
far, every single time. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.
Thank goodness. I'll see you in the next video, friends. Tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. See you in the next one. Ciao, friends.